Hello everyone, this is Richard Gerhardt. Welcome to Body of Energy. This is session 20. So I have sent a message to the person this session is about so they know. And so the beauty of this process is they can watch the live session, and even if they miss the live session, then on Instagram you can watch it for the next 24 hours. But I'm recording it for YouTube, and so I also post this on YouTube. So remember to visit my YouTube channel, because all of these sessions are on the YouTube channel. It's at Body of Energy, same as the Instagram, at Body of Energy. And so the quality is better, the sound's better, and you can watch them whenever you choose, and so can this person that this tool is about, or this session is about. So this is the balanced equation tool. Okay? So the main framework of this tool is about the number line between -9 through 0 to +9. The entire image is about balance. Okay? At this intersection, if you follow it through, it makes a 9-point star. And right next to it is another separate 9-point star. So at this intersection, it makes two 9-point stars, which is symbolic of the number line between -9 and +9. A set of 9 on one side of the 0 and another set of 9 on the other side of the 0, and the 0 connecting that in the middle. Because 0 represents the center of the number line. No matter how far the numbers go in either direction, they're sets of 9. 0 only appears once on the number line. Okay? And so this tool is about that kind of balance. It brings in that energy. Okay? It sets the direction for this tool. Okay? The question, if you will. And it's about the meaning of the numbers. And it employs the principle of 2 or 3 witnesses, or 2 or 3 steps establishing the truth. Okay, so those 2 points come together to establish what's going on at that one point. And that's how this tool works. Okay, and so this tile set represents the answer. So again, what's the purpose of energy tools? It's to separate myself from the answer, my own preconceived ideas of what the answer might be, and allow that answer to come. Okay? So on the front side, I'm directing the tool. All the knowledge which I possess about these tools is the direction for this tool. The understanding that I have of the answers, the understanding I have of the framework, all of that comes together to direct the tool. But the disconnect is getting the answer and removing myself from the equation. So this is another kind of energy tool all by itself. It is called casting lots, or you might commonly know about it by pulling a name out of a hat, so to speak. Or in this case, pulling tiles out of a basket. Okay? I definitely need to get more of these baskets. They're a bit quieter than the metal bowls. And so I'm simply mixing these up. For those of you who don't really like shuffling cards, this is a great idea. But cards work the exact same also. And so the body is always involved with energy tools. Okay? So part of understanding how energy tools work is understanding that the body is involved. The body is the reflection of everything that's going on within the person. It picks up on what the truth is. So if you're familiar with muscle resistance testing, so when somebody asks a question, yes or no question, and for myself, I do it this way, and when it breaks, that's a yes, and when it holds, that's a no. and my muscles pick up on what the answer is. Okay? And that is a beautiful way of understanding energy tools. So this is an extension of muscle resistance testing, because my body picks up on the energy and puts the tiles in the right place. It's an interesting process. Okay? Here's another example. The body reflects everything that's going on within the person. So if somebody's trying to lie, their body actually is telling the truth on them, because it reflects out of them that they're telling a lie. It's an interesting thing to consider. And so that's all part of understanding how energy tools work and why the body is connected to them. Okay? So here we are. We're going to get started. I'm going to pull out 19 tiles, and we're going to go from there. We're just going to throw them down. It really doesn't matter which order they go in. Okay? It doesn't matter which way I put them. They just work out amazingly. It's a crazy deal. But it's based on true principles. And so energy tools work by possessing or having an understanding and a knowledge of these principles, because knowledge is power. The power of these tools is the knowledge that the person possesses who's using and directing these tools. So that's how they work, okay? So, here we go. The number one is about being aligned with the right pathway. So the analogy of the number one, if this parallel line right here, these set of parallel lines, if this is what's right, if this is what's true, here is the person lining themselves up with it. Okay? And so these two elements are the elements that are necessary for this person to be aligned with the right pathway. It's about the element of joy. It's a principle, characteristic of a person. Right? Joy is connected to gladness. And it's about sacrifice. So in order, in understanding the way that they come, because each one of these principles is a step on a staircase that leads a person higher and higher. Sacrifice comes first. Okay? It's connected to obedience. In order for a person to be obedient to some truth, they often have to sacrifice their own will. And so that principle of sacrifice, right? Giving up their will for a greater understanding, for obedience that will bring blessings to a particular law or principle. That's what this is all about. And it brings joy. Sacrifice brings joy, and joy leads to the person having the ability to sacrifice more. And that's the thing that's necessary for this person to be on the right pathway, their right pathway. Okay? The number two is about being whole. It's about two things coming together and making them whole. Okay? It's about what the person needs and them joining themselves to it. And it makes them whole on an elemental level, on a principle level, on a personal level, on a relationship level. All of those ideas are in there, okay? And so this is about the color blue and the principle of upright. Blue is a color. Color is about seeing. It's about discernment. Okay, this is about how this person sees and discerns their emotions and the principle of peace. Okay, and everything that's associated there. And the principle of upright is connected to honest and upright. Alright? And these two things come together to paint the picture as to what's going on so that this person can be whole. Okay? The number 3 is about what makes the person sure. What gives the person absolute confidence in their life, to make them sure in their life and immovable. Okay? It's about being the peacemaker. The principle of being a peacemaker, connected to being a friend. Friend and peacemaker are connected words. And it's about satisfaction. This is connected to the element of light. It's connected to the heart. Satisfaction in being the peacemaker. Being the peacemaker brings satisfaction. That kind of an idea. The number 4 is about what they need for a solid foundation in their life. So this is about giving. It's connected to the word generous. Generous in giving. Okay? And the element of light. The element of light is connected to the heart. It's light, this element that gives understanding to the heart. So it's about this element. So when it comes up as an element, this is what they need. They need the element of light. Or in other words, they need to be understood at the level of the heart and to give that understanding and receive that understanding from others. This is what they need so that they can have a solid foundation in their life. And it's connected to giving. Okay? So the number 5 is about being centered. So as you look at the numbers, the number 5 is the center number between 1 and 9. So, being centered is about being connected to the voice of truth. So if the person is leaning to their own understanding of something, or leaning to the understanding of the world or somebody else, they're not centered. Being centered is about being connected to the voice of truth that we all hear. And what connects us to that voice? It's about listening to it, following its directions. So here's the connection to the word sacrifice. When the voice of truth speaks, we have to sacrifice our own will to be obedient to it. Okay? Often it's not something that we want to do, or it's not something we were thinking about doing. But the purpose of that connection is to come up higher. And so what does this person need at this time to be centered? They need the element of air. It feeds their spirit. It feeds their ability to discern between truth and error. Okay, this is what's going on here. And the color orange. Color is about seeing. It's about discernment. Orange is connected to the element of life. It's connected to the soul. How do they see and discern what's going on in the soul, in their life? And air is connected to the spirit, which does the discerning between truth and error. So that's what this person needs to be centered in their life at this time. So the 6 is about things that are correct and complete, okay? It's about having all the pieces in all the right places so that you can see the full picture, okay? Nothing's missing. And what do they need to be correct and complete in their life? They need the element of complete. This is connected to the word perfect. It is the top rung on the staircase, okay? So if you can understand this analogy, when you get to the top, you're complete. You have all that you need. Or in other words, it's connected to the word perfect. But not always the way the world uses the word perfect. This is about attaining the characteristics and attributes to be successful in this life and throughout eternity. That's what this is about. Complete and purple. So purple is a color. It's about seeing and discerning, connected to the element of light, connected to the heart. Okay, these are the 2 elements. Seeing and discerning the heart will allow this person to be complete. When they become complete, they'll be able to see what's in the heart. That's what they need to be correct and complete at this time. So the number 7 is about triumph. And triumphing brings peace. At the moment of triumph comes peace. At the moment of accomplishment comes rest. These principles are connected. These ideas are connected to each other and attached to the number 7. So it's about the principle of forgiveness. Alright? This is connected to mercy. Forgiveness and mercy will allow this person to triumph in life. And another color, green. It's about how they see and discern what's going on in their body. Their ability to prosper within themselves, in the environment around them, and in the eternal nature. Okay? How do they see that, discern that, connected to the word forgiveness? This principle over here. The number 8 is about attaining what's right in their life. It's about the ability to conquer, that principle, and the element of fire. So, when it comes up an element, it's the element this person needs to feed that part of them. Okay? It's connected to the understanding of the definition of the number 2, being whole. Okay? When you're lacking something, you don't feel whole. And when you get that very thing that you need, it makes you whole. It's connected to the word complete. These are connected ideas, okay, at different levels of the process of our lives. This person needs the element of fire. It feeds their mind. It feeds their ability to make a right choice. They need it. So what's the element of fire? The sun. Actual fire. Taking in the energy of that. And it leads to the ability to conquer or overcome. Alright? And that's how that's connected. Fire, feeding the mind. Conquer, connected to fire, the mind. What they need to attain what's right in their life are these two principles and how they connect to each other. The number 9 is about fulfillment and contentment in their life. It's connected to the element of peace. Peace is connected to water, the emotions. Peace there. And the element of wisdom. It's about making a right choice. Choose the right versus choosing what's wrong. Wisdom. Alright? That's what this person needs to have fulfillment and contentment in their life at this time. And so the 0, as I was saying before, represents the center of the number line. It's also connected to understanding the concept or the principle of eternity. It represents the center of all things, just like on the number line. And the number line never ends, no matter which direction you go. 0 represents the heart of the matter. It's connected to the heart, the element of light. And the meaning of the 0 is about enjoyment and satisfaction, and that takes place in the heart. And so the central focus for this person is about having a knowledge of the present. It's about seeing things the way that they really are right now. That's the focal point of all of this. Their ability to discern the present, to see it for what it really is. Okay? And that is the element and the energy that's going through that point right now to make the change, so that can happen. Alright? The purpose of all these tools is not only to show the person something they may already know and give them an affirmation of that, or reveal something that they didn't know. Okay? It is also about making a change in their energy so they can take the next step forward. And that happens because all of this energy is flowing through all of these points on this person. That's how this tool is directed and used. Okay? So that's how you read this tool on the first level. Okay? So now, I'm going to line up all of these points according to their element, and it paints a different kind of a picture as to what's going on with this person. All right? It helps see deeper into the equation, if you will. All right? So as you can see, the element of light is the most important element for this person. Okay? It's connected to the heart. It's connected to the word understood, or the principle of understood, which takes place in the heart. It's connected to the color purple. It's connected to enjoyment and satisfaction in the heart. And so they need this interaction with others, this understanding that takes place in the heart, to share their understanding, to receive understanding. Okay? It's connected to the voice of truth, because the voice of truth gives that element, brings satisfaction and enjoyment to the heart. Okay? And very specifically in this element, it's about how they see and discern their heart. It's about receiving the element of light itself. And it leads to satisfaction. Okay, that's why this person needs this element. It's the most important element. So then if I look at every tile that equals a number, every word that's associated with the meaning of a number, all of this is about the number 0. All of this is about satisfaction, okay, connected to the heart. And so then the sum total of the numbers is 0. 0 is about the present. Between past, present, and future, this person's energy is on the present, the now, okay, in connection to that, right there. All right? So now I'm going to line up all of these characteristics and attributes in the order that they go, in the order of the staircase, if you will. And here they are. So these are the characteristics, right here. And these are the attributes, right here. Attributes are the result of character. Character produces an attribute. Okay? So it starts off with sacrifice. So as I was saying before, it's connected to being centered. It's connected to receiving light. It's connected to making a right choice. And those right choices usually require sacrifice. And it's connected to giving. And it's connected to being upright. And it's connected to forgiveness, which is connected to mercy. And then it's connected to being a peacemaker, which is connected to being a friend. And it's connected to the characteristic of conquer, which is connected to overcome and conquer. These are connected words. And it leads the person to joy and gladness. And then it produces these attributes. It's about this person's having a knowledge of the present, seeing things the way that they really are. Okay? And then it leads to this attribute, being complete, connected to being perfect. All right? And having a right understanding of what that word means. Okay? So that's all the different levels on how to use and read this tool. Okay? And so, if you're interested, please let me know. If you have any questions, please send me some messages. And I will be glad to get back with you. So it was a pleasure to share that with you. And so